once again this is Pritesh Laka. हम आप लोगों के लिए काफी informative and exciting content लेके आ रहे हैं. We have invited a lot of wedding experts and we'll make sure that we'll keep these videos short. चले, let's go.
The weather has changed. Now, let me ask you, do you take any precautions or do you think about the weather change in the wedding?
Absolutely. You have to account for the worst case scenario. See, it matters, depends on what time of the year the wedding is, what location it is in, is that wedding, is that weather looking like it might rain, is there even 1% chance of rain? What happens is, after all this effort and decor and money spent into this setup, you don't want it to get ruined by the rain, right?
Obviously.
So, thoda sa backup, thoda sa homework everybody has to do. But now, to minimalize it, what we do always is, in my tech riders, in my requirements also, we have a head cover, usually for sunlight, but of course it does play backup as rain as well, because the equipment we use is expensive.
Correct.
And for those 2 days, it's important. If my DJ console gets spoiled because of water, I don't know where we are, which part of the country, I don't know how long it will take for one more console to come in. Can the party suffer that?
No.
Would we want our guests to wait for 2 hours for a console to come from somewhere? No. So rather we take precautions. I always have sun cover, which plays a role of rain cover also if needed. If you're in a situation where the weather looks like it's going to rain, the teams, the vendors, everybody's prepared. We make sure they're prepared. And I also have my laptop covers, our gear covers, our bags are close by, we are ready.
Correct.
So the minimal we can do, like when it's really sunny, we make sure, of course, sunlight cover is there, but we have fans. Because if equipment overheats, it can conk off. Laptops are very delicate. I carry 2 laptops to every wedding. Because if one conks off, I have a backup.
You have a backup.
And in the heat, you can't help it. Eventually, it's a machine. Anything can happen. So you have to have all these sort of backups ready. And of course, our vendors, whoever we worked for in the past, everybody's always been very cooperative. But of course, as a couple, knowing the weather you're going in for, where your venue is, little background check, always important. You can't, of course, mess with nature. You can't challenge it. But little precautions, it's always advisable to take.
Yeah, in fact, as a planner, I also would like to have a small tip for people who are planning to get married. See, whether which station, which destination you are planning wedding, which month you are planning wedding. Now these days, because of the global warming, rain can happen anytime. So today we are in a situation where there was no rain. 2 o'clock, it was sunny day, and 3:30, it's pouring. So, it's always, I would always suggest that, we as a company, we always take care of that whenever we are doing any event or wedding in, outdoors, we make sure that we do the weather check 1 week before, 3 days before, and 1 day before, to make sure that, we are not in a situation where, there's rain. Okay. And yes, if after checking all the weather forecast, still you come up with a situation, as he said, you should be ready with some backup, like, especially with your, very expensive equipments and the setups and everything. You can't really do the different setup altogether, but you can always save the expensive equipments.
But even the venue, in fact, a lot of destination weddings, now today's, with all these hotels and all, they have smaller banquets.
Correct.
They have some alternate options. So it's always good to keep in mind a backup plan. Maybe not have a setup ready, but at least a plan.
Yeah, at least food can be served there.
Absolutely. In fact, it happened to be in Kerala right now, first week of April, where it was as sunny as you could imagine. Kerala.
Yes.
Heat. And day 1, event number 1, it was a fabulous palace front. The whole palace front wall was 3D mapped. All these things. It was one of the most gorgeous setups I've seen. And 10 minutes before showtime, it rained.
Oh.
And I mean, you're not ready for this. But and that, unfortunately, that event, it was outside the hotel. So even a backup plan for a welcome mehndi was not somebody's priority. Okay, the wedding did have a backup, but not a mehndi. But it's unfortunate to see that. But again, equipment, all these things, everything was safe. It worked for us for the next 2 days,
That's important.
and eventually it all fell together. It was all
Yeah, it happens. So you should be ready. So that's where the preparation and the communication
Absolutely.
are very important. When you are well researched, well prepared for the event, it helps you a lot. Okay, so now coming back to my previous question. So what is the another mistake which normally couple make, which you would like to help them with, that don't make this mistake?
One thing I really always tell people is that how much to flow with a trend is, there should be a limit to it. What happens is people see a trend on social media and they do it just to follow that trend. Not because they really enjoy it, or not because they really believe in it, or not because they actually love that thing. They just see something, it looks great, and there's a lot of elements that go into it.
Correct.
In fact, let's say if you say a great after party, there's a lot of elements that go into it. There's a good sound team, a good and knowledgeable light team, a good artist, a great bartending team, a great overall decor setup. There's so many. All these things have to go hand in hand, and they get you to reach that goal. You see only 10 seconds of that party, but all these things that go into it.
Correct.
Tomorrow, a sound vendor could mess up. Lights could not be on point. It's okay. I want people to choose and do things which they're enjoying just to do it, not because it's a trend.
It's a trend. Yes.
It will become a trend when you do it. Those
Yes.
trends are there because somebody really enjoyed what they did.
Yes.
Like I had an after party, I really enjoyed it. We did something epic, something different. It became a trend. If you do it the second or third time, it's not going to be. You're following a trend.
Correct.
So don't run behind a trend or somebody who's selling you a trend. Trends will come and go. Your wedding will happen once.
Yes.
So do something which you really want to enjoy from your end. Because if you're going to try and copy something, then you have a set target. Ki, "Acha, this has to happen like this is what I want."
And if it is
Are
not
you
your
enjoying it is a second question.
correct, and if it is not your vibe, not your
Yeah,
style,
You're seeing 15 seconds of an Instagram edited video. Okay, to get inspired by it, pick ideas from it is okay.
yes,
But to show, like example, you show an artist that I want this. How can you do that? If you take two different painters and tell them both to paint to the same image, they'll have different styles.
correct.
Similarly, okay, you let it help in building a vision for your party, your celebration. But I am not a person who's all about trends. I feel like every wedding is unique. Enjoy what you have.
Correct.
Enjoy it as a couple. Enjoy it as your, two people coming together and the process of that wedding.
Correct.
I know that today social media has taken a turn, and people are all about how many million views to my wedding reel and this and that. It's okay, but those reels are just a reel.
Yeah, I know. But if you
Get
are not,
inspired by it.
yeah, if you are not enjoying that particular moment, and then your reel is going, million followers, doesn't make million views. Doesn't make
And it's a
any-
real event. It's not real life. And
Yeah.
it's not something is going to, happen day to day.
Correct.
But again, like I said, you get inspired by it, take inputs from this thing. Oh, like I like the decor here. I like this vibe. But just saying that, I like this and I want this. Like, it's only the
completely.
second time.
Yeah.
It's like the first person who went to the moon and the second person who went to the moon. Hey, why do you want to do this?
Nobody remembers who went second. Yeah.
It's just a trend you're following, or rather make a trend and do it for the love of your big day. Is what I feel that people should kind of now let go of these trends and enjoy your big day.
So now since we have come to this particular word trend, so what is trending in DJing world, in DJing wedding world?
So right now, overall in the music industry, in the entertainment scene, a couple of new genres have been introduced. Like there is Indo warehouse and a lot of old and new Bollywood tunes, but introduced in a more Afro and in a more ethnic way. That is really trending these days, and gorgeously, it's doing very well with weddings also. I mean, I'm not saying in the main time, but after parties, sangeets, these genres are doing really well. So right now that is really trending. Baki, I think overall, music wise, um, in at least in my current scenario, a lot of old school music is coming back.
Okay.
Which I'm always a fan of. Like I am, the more old school music you tell me, the more I love it. So for me, old school music is really my heart, and I see a lot of music being recreated, coming back in different forms, in different genres and all. So I think that's something that's trending, and that's something I also really like. Even to play, but to even see at somebody else's wedding,
Correct.
I'm really liking seeing how older sounds are coming back.
Great. Okay. So this brings to the end of our conversation. It was great catching up with you.
Thank you so much.
And thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
And sharing your knowledge.
I'm glad, and I hope that it can help out anybody who's trying to get married in the future. This is my 2 cents on it. But again, there's small bits and pieces that you can keep in mind when you're deciding not just the entertainment, but any vendor in a wedding. Like I said earlier, also it's the big day for the both of y'all. Of course, the one getting married, and even the families and everybody. And I don't think you should fall short in any way to tell your team or the wedding team or anybody of what you really want and be clear about it. So once both the teams are on the same page, I think there's nothing that can stop.
Yeah, I think that's the the crux of the entire interview.
Yes.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, Pritesh. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. अगर आपको लगता है कि ये content किसी के लिए important है, please share with them. And in case if you want us to cover a specific topic or content, please comment below. Thank you.